066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host,
Charles Glidden.
Coming up, we've got open lines, so pick up the phone and express yourself. Let us know what's on your mind, Cayman. Later in the show, we hear more about the police recruitment efforts, and then more open line. Talk today, next on Radio Cayman. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Good to have you tuned in. Well, almost time to wrap up the week and chill with a long weekend, right? Everybody looking forward to that. Well, it was indeed a great night for basketball fans. Yeah. Whichever side you were, cheering for, it was a great night of basketball. Even if you're like me, my on the cheering for the losing team, it was it was an historic night in NBA Finals. Yeah, and with a really dramatic ending, right? If you saw it, it was like, wait, what happened? Yeah, the Knicks, boy, they clawed their way out of a 29-point hole for the biggest comeback in NBA final history. That was some fight. Let me tell you. I came home, turned on the TV, and it was like 71 to 40 something or something. I said, "Oh, okay, here we go." And it was, in the second half, it was all downhill for for the Spurs. The Knicks just came out, ready to do battle, and they did it. They if it was ever a clawback, that was one, right? And came right down. They caught him, passed him, they evened up again, and then right at the end, we saw that was Brunson. He went for a 3-pointer to take the lead and win the game. Bounced off the rim. Oops! Oh, it's over. They didn't make it. Then a hand came out of the crowd and just tipped the ball in. Yeah, the hero of the game. What his name is? What? O.G. Anunoby. These the names these days, hard to pronounce. A different kind of NBA, right? But yeah, people were like, "Wait, what happened?" Yeah, we won, and the Spurs were like, "What? What?" But yeah, it's let me tell you, it was a really a great display of not giving up, and a great display of basketball. After a performance like that, the Knicks, they deserve to win it, right? They deserve to win the championship. We have a caller on the line there? Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the phone line, see what's on this person's mind. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Chalo.
Yes. What's going on, my friend?
You know, I'm not really a basketball fan.
No, you like the cricket. You like the cricket?
No, wait a minute. But I felt very glad for those guys last night, man.
The Knicks.
Yeah, you know, and that last play there, my boy.
Yeah. Out of nowhere,
Oh.
the hand came out.
Yeah, man. That was like Maradona. I forget the year when he scored a goal with his hand, you know, against England and won the World Cup too. Yes, my friend. But you know, I felt good for them, man, and they deserve to win that championship.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, they got one more game to go.
Yep, they deserve. But again, boys, sometime you know you don't know what can happen. Any card can play, man. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, what a great display of, you know, never
Yes, man.
never giving up, you know.
Yes.
You keep
And
you keep fighting.
A good thing Donald Trump wasn't nowhere around it, so.
What was it? Someone was actually blamed him for the distraction. That's why the Knicks lost the game 3 because he was there.
Yeah, of course, man. Anyway, Chalo, want to say to Caymanian soccer players, girls and boys, it's World Cup time again.
Indeed,
Put
it is.
put down the phone and the tablet and get glued to the TV and just take it in. You got 5 weeks of some hot football, man. Because I believe today, Chalo, that the world is featuring more young people than older people, you know. You got like 18 years, 19 playing this World Cup, so it's supposed to be a great World Cup, man.
So what? It's going to be a very youthful World Cup.
Yes. I watched a couple of World Cups, and let me tell you, this one, I believe, is the youngest ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be good for Caymanian soccer players to watch it, take it in, learn everything you can learn off that screen. And hopefully one day, at least, you might get a scholarship, go to school in America, and you can get a chance to join the MLS, at least Major League Soccer, and make yourself some money. I don't know about Europe, but chances are United States might be a little quicker for the Caymanian youth.
I mean, Premier League in the UK and I guess in Europe too. I mean, they have their own academies, right? And they take them in from young.
Yes, Chalo. I see guys leave clubs that were there from all 6 years old, you know.
Yeah.
In their academies, but they play a 20-year with that side now, so they leave it and they go somewhere else. Maybe for more money, for sure, for more money. You understand?
These days, that's what it's about.
Yeah, man. So, again, Charlo, one more thing I want to say to you, man. You know, just now, when I really heard about whoever he is, I don't know whoever he is, dealing with that child sexually.
Oh, you mean the case that was the electrician? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know who he is, Charlo, but I tell you, man, it really turned my stomach, you know.
Yeah.
And I really believe, Charlo, the Cayman Islands that we grew up in, right? That chances are something like that had happened back in those times.
Yeah, you probably didn't hear about it, but you know.
No, but Charlo, when you really check out life, you know, it's a curse, I believe, going on all the time. There's somewhere in the Bible that tells you about Lot had sex with his daughters and all kind of things like that. So I believe it says a curse coming right down, generation after generation. So, but it's sick. It's very sick, man.
Yeah, it's hard to even understand what happens there. Why a person is driven to do that type of thing to a child.
But you know, Chado.
Take away the innocence of a child. I mean.
Yes, man. This conversation started from OC talk show. He brought it up the other morning, and it amazed me that we're so caught up in nobody else. So pick that up and pass some opinions on that on your show or otherwise OC show. They're coming up talking about this and that, asphalt roads and all kind of things, but nobody never talk about the children and what taking place in the island with the children. You understand?
Well, I don't know if you missed it, but I did bring it up about that, the increase in incidents. It is. I think it's doubled.
Nobody never called in and really continued the conversation.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yes, you understand. Everything else matter without your children. You can say something. You can say something to your children. How you feel about these kind of situations happening in your island. You understand?
Well, the positive side of what I was talking about was that they are now moving to increase the penalties, to modernize the legislation dealing with child abuse, child molestation, and bring it, into 2026 terms and make the penalties match the offense.
Yes.
Because when you got people who do that, especially repeatedly, that is a very, very serious problem. And to see that, I forget exactly what the time period was, but in just a few years, these offenses have doubled. And that is shocking.
Well, child, I remember somewhere down the 80s, a foreigner too, destroyed a little 18-month-old baby in the bus. Remember that, And he did 5 years for it. But we've run him away from here.
Deportation, yeah.
Back here. Huh?
He was deported.
Yes. We run him away from here, man. Trust me, boss. But what I was saying, I don't know, the times that we were growing up in Cayman Islands, right? I believe had things like that was taking place. Well, there was taking place, but
yeah, it happens.
Never come to light. Because I believe we had some parents back in them times would have probably chopped them up, boss, and police. That's what police would have found. You understand?
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's a shame about it, and you don't want anybody to know about it either. People, instead of reporting it, try and say, well, just deal with it, personally and cover it up.
Yeah, man. Anyway, that's their sin. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, man, you too.
All right, time to take a little break here. Be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Are you looking for more weekend getaways with Friday flights? Well, Cayman Airways has added Friday flights to Panama for a limited time this summer. They're perfect for short and long weekend getaways, quick business trips, or easy connections across Latin America. And if Jamaica is on your summer wish list, seasonal summer flights to Montego Bay are also available. Call Cayman Airways on 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com. See you on board our Friday flights to Panama this summer.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecasts, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And it's open line here going up until 1 o'clock. And after the news, we're going to be hearing about the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service recruitment campaign. They're looking for some people to join the service and serve the community. Numbers to call, 1-800-534-8255. That is courtesy of Flo. You can also reach the studio on 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can reach us on WhatsApp 925-3261. And what we were talking about just before we went to the break there, and since that caller brought it up, let me just revisit this. I refer to it. What is this? This Thursday, I think. Yeah. Earlier this week, a report in the Compass saying, tougher sentences for sex offenders are on the way, and there's been a startling increase in the number of sexual offenses. Reports of threats to children have doubled in the last 3 years. That's something the Minister for Social Development, the Honorable Isaac Rankin, has described as a painfully upsetting trend in the wrong direction. And sexual offenses recorded by the police also jumped 20% in 2025 to 125 reported crimes, with children accounting for more than half of all those victims. More than half of 125 victims were children. So that is a startling, figure, and obviously we have to move to try and change that trend. And I don't know, is punishment the only thing, or should people who are convicted of sexual offenses, should they have some kind of mandatory psychological help because sometimes just going to prison doesn't really change what's going on in that person's head, because something much deeper is happening in that person's head than just an ordinary criminal. At least that's how I perceive it anyway. Because, like we've been mentioning, hard to even conceive how a person, carries out that kind of act against a child. But at least it's good to know that, action is being taken, and things will change as far as what the courts can do when someone is found guilty of a sexual offense against a child. And yes, the World Cup is just about ready to go, huh? How many of you going to be going away just to catch, a match or two? I'm sure a good number. I mean, it's not every time that it's this convenient to travel and enjoy a World Cup game. Maybe even see your favorite team, play. But of course, that means if you're going to be going that, you're going to be rubbing elbows and shoulders and I don't know, maybe even other parts of your body with people from all over the world. You'll have a real international interaction. And I came across this release from the Ministry of Health. Is it? Yeah. The headline says, health officials issue guidance ahead of 2026 FIFA World Cup. And the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability and the Public Health Department are encouraging all Cayman Islands residents planning to travel overseas for the 2026 FIFA World Cup to take steps to protect their health before traveling and throughout their journey. And reading this, you think of going to the World Cup, or you just think of having a good time, right? I mean, you read this and it's like you're going into, a danger zone. It says, check vaccinations before traveling. Travelers should ensure that they're up to date with all their routine vaccinations before departure. Especially check protection against measles. In North America, there's been some breakouts, right? It says there's been a recent increase in cases in the region of the Americas, including all three host countries, so U.S., Mexico, and Canada. So make sure you got your measles shots. What else is it going? It says, protect yourself from mosquito-borne diseases, Zika, dengue, chikungunya. They continue to be present in the Americas. Travelers should take precautions to avoid mosquito bites throughout their trip. Use insect repellent containing DEET. Wear clothing that covers arms and legs. Stay in accommodations with screened windows. or mosquito control measures. Follow the local public health advice regarding mosquito-borne disease risk. And be aware of diseases transmitted through sex, including Mpox. Mpox, that's the same thing as Mpox, the same thing as what you call it, the monkey disease or whatever. And no, you don't start acting like a monkey though. It's much more serious than that. Mpox is a viral infection that spreads through close skin-to-skin contact, and that continues to circulate in the U.S. and is a particular concern at large public events. Travelers are advised to protect themselves against sexually transmitted diseases during their travel. Now, I'm sure if you go to the World Cup and you do have sex, it will be, with your girlfriend or wife, right? I'm sure of that. But just in case, carry some condoms. This says, carry and using condoms consistently with sexual partners. That's the warning there. And avoid close contact with anyone who has skin lesions or symptoms suggesting an infection. Yeah. If you're like out at a bar or something and she has or he has skin lesions, not a good idea. Not a good idea at all to say, do anything more than say, hi, and move on real quick. We got a caller, but caller, just hang in. We got to take a break. Be right back to you.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
For 50 years, Radio Cayman has been the heartbeat of our islands, bringing you the news, the music, and those moments that matter most and more. From the vinyl days to the digital way. And now, it's time to celebrate you. This Thursday and Friday, we're giving away exciting prizes on air as we continue to mark 50 years strong. Tune in, listen out for your cue, and you could be walking away with something special just for being a part of our journey. Thank you, Cayman Islands, for 50 incredible years. Radio Cayman, yesterday, today, and the next 50.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Yes, World Cup ceremonies getting underway. I'm sure people are going to be taking advantage of this long weekend to go to some of the opening games. We do have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Charlie. I guess that takes away some of the folks and listeners for the show, but the World Cup, you were talking earlier on about things covered up, and so it was many times, many countries, including Cayman. But I remember a story where it was an actual thing that my mother often talked about. My dear mother, but we stayed with her for all those years. So, up when she was about 10 years old, there was a young girl, she was about 10 or 11, who, where they lived was somewhere between like Lower Valley and Borden Town.
Mm-hmm.
One of the families there, more wealthy type of family. They not to call it a name because it would be speculating what family it was. Old Quebec family. And there was an elderly lady from East End, a colored lady, who looked after the children as like a nanny. And that was her paid job. And one of the girls, it was about 12, my mother said she wasn't older than that, but close to my mother's age, that she was found dead, murdered on the bluff, her head bashed in where she was thrown down to the rock or what. But on her head bashed in by the rock of the bluff.
Mm-hmm.
And the elderly nanny was charged with the murder, found guilty. Of course, in this day and age, are anyone thinking, why would she kill someone from the source of her, just to think of it practically and in cold, hard terms, the source of her income?
Right.
But anyway, it was definitely because of her color. Saying this without any fear of anyone saying otherwise.
Well, we know that kind of thing existed in Cayman.
Yeah, it was definitely. And she was being taken to Georgetown to be sent off to Jamaica to the prison there,
Mm-hmm.
And she did die in prison in Jamaica from the cold, hard concrete cells. She developed some bronchitis and passed away, pneumonia and all that. But my mother said she remembered, and all the others around her, of course, they're all passed away now. It was like 1920, 1990, 1920, 21, somewhere between those 3 years. And she said she distinctly remember as they all stood there watching, because it was a spectacle. I'd heard about her. Been down in the cart from East End where they had her just standing all that way in the hot sun in the cart. She wasn't allowed to sit down, I guess. And passing by, you could hear her loudly shouting, of course, getting weaker, of course, the one that find her, kill her. The one that find her, kill her.
Mm.
It was one of the family members, and an older man, who apparently it seems he had been molesting the girl,
Yeah.
And it had reached a stage where she was going to shout out something or say something to someone. And that's when he panicked and killed her or whatever. But years later, she was exonerated posthumously, I believe, say it that way, much later, and so forth. I often wondered if there's any story about that, because it must be in our archives and someone must know something. I know I've said this on the radio before, but to enlighten people who she was and all this, it's not that long ago that it wouldn't have been made news or written or reported somewhere. And I've never been able to find anything about it. I just wondered, maybe this day and age I can check into it and see. But I do think she was exonerated posthumously from the family, I guess had some kind of a satisfaction, her family. And I don't know what about the other family, the victim's family, their story was or whatever. But I'm sure there's some knowledge of this publicly, whether it will come out or whether anyhow. But hearing what you're saying about that, Robert, and all, Robert, I just thought I mentioned that I noticed there's some talk, I just say this quickly, about the rock iguanas reacting with the green iguanas and mating and having hybrids and so forth. Maybe we should think of it as a new
breed
and accept it, because it's here, the green iguanas are here. We should stop saying removing them, say the word killing them. Just say that. Say it plain outright. We have ordered them to be called or killed. And that is removing. Where are they putting them? They're not putting them somewhere else. And you say remove. So just say the word and let the brutal shock of it come to the people, killing them.
Well, I think the fear is that, the native species will be, eradicated. They will disappear.
What is it? I mean, 2 Caymanians. How many Caymanians did you ever hear talking about rock iguanas years ago? Or even blue iguanas, for that matter? None. Let's be brutally frank. 40 years ago, none. But, we, the people of the country, seem to have had no say in this. Yes, the green iguana has been overbrought.
Mickey, what are you saying that Caymanians didn't really care about the iguanas?
I mean, it wasn't any big thing. We lived with them, many women were afraid of them still to this day.
Yeah.
You know that.
I know one very well.
Yes, I know very, very well. It's to me, it's utterly laughable. Right? I know this is well-meaning and yes, save these species, but the reason the blue iguana hasn't survived is they can't climb. And the green iguanas are excellent climbers and swimmers. Great swimmers.
Yeah, I've seen them jump in a pond.
On the beach here behind Mirmolly. There'd be sunbathing, and it was so interesting. I took a photo of one of them. I've lost that phone. Lying on the beach just like any tourist, sunbathing. And they'd go down the rocks, and they only ate certain plants, as we know, and I watched them with that. But the hybrid might become a stronger, more survivable type of iguana, So
True.
I just wondered what's the big deal about this, really? And costing $10 million to cull the green iguanas and so forth. Those who don't want them can go and kill them. There's no law against it, I guess, and so forth. And of course, it's mainly because of the wrong color. We see that with a human life and so forth. Some are castigated the wrong color.
Yeah, I saw a guy culling the other day. I forget what. Yeah. Is it $10 a head or something that he gets?
Yes, the people are paid for that, and I'd to be careful that they didn't shoot any of our cats and stuff like that. But, well, this is the thing. We have become accustomed to living with how we are living. Cats, it didn't bother us. Then suddenly they jumped up on me and said they're going to charge people $500,000 if you feed chickens, $500,000 if you feed cats. I mean, it's so ridiculous when our foreigners read about it. They must wonder what the hell is happening to us here. And then they stopped that nonsense talking about that. And then it came down to where we're going to cull some cats, we're going to do this. And the man-o-war birds kill the booby eggs. They kill them. They kill the young boobies. We've always known this.
Well, that's nature. That's nature, right?
So we're going to go and kill the man-o-war birds, and cull them too. It's a...
Mickey, I need to get a call in here before we have to go to the news.
They'll take care of themselves. This is the whole thing. They'll take care of survival of the fittest, really.
Just let nature take its course.
Let nature take its course. Survival of the fittest. Good
All
Lord.
right, let me see if I can get this other call in here.
God bless.
Good to hear from you.
Thank you for taking.
Let's get this call in before we have to go to the 1 o'clock news. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Coach.
Yes, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, I was listening to your last caller there, and I fully support him on what he's speaking about. But with these animals that we have here on this island, you know, I just looking back at what I was talking to you the other day about the Galapagos Islands.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I was just researching it just now, just so I can get it quote by quote what the article was talking about, so that I could bring a little point to you about what he is talking about as well. It says, imagine that you and your family lived in a world's famous island with turtles and interesting birds, fish, and organisms. And imagine that people around the world showed interest and concerns for these turtles, but rarely or never showed concerns for you or your family or your livelihood or your communities. Imagine that. More attention and resources and time and energy and we're lavished on those turtles than those our own children. Would you slowly over time begin to resent for those turtles? You know,
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, when I look at how some of these people are so concerned of the most invasive, when I say invasive, reptiles in general, regardless if they are endangered or if they are extinct, they always find a way to bounce back. That's in their nature. Like I spoke about the last time, it's natural selection. Evolution is a must. If we had dinosaurs still roaming around this planet, we would probably be in so much danger. There's such a destruction. There's such a destruction. And not saying that those animals should be hated. Yes, some of them need protection and whatnot, but that does not mean that we have to stop their nature and stop them from coexisting together with two different breeds and whatnot. The money and the time that they put into helping these animals that don't really need help, but more than to just be unbothered. You know, sometimes I believe it's because they have it in plan to take out their homes that they have to rehouse them, just like how they have done with the bats. I just am baffled. But when it comes into agriculture as well, you know, that's important as well, because some of these practices that they are trying to prevent us from doing is to protect the people protecting their farms need to also eradicate some of these animals that they have in their environment.
Food comes above, you know, protection the animals, right? I gotta jump in on you though, because it's 1 o'clock, and that means it's time for the news.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Department of Financial Assistance is inviting the public to its June District Days to ask questions or get updates on applications. In a statement today, the department announced that Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman, or WORK, will attend the North Side and East End session. WORK will be on site Friday, June 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the North Side Civic Center. The Department of Financial Assistance is directing residents to its website, dfa.gov.ky, for more information. In international news, the U.S. Labor Department says the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits rose marginally last week, signaling continued resilience in the job market. In a report released today, initial claims for state unemployment benefits increased by 204,000 to a seasonally adjusted 229,000 for the week ended June 6th. Economists surveyed by Reuters expected 219 claims. The claims data comes after the economy posted a third straight month of strong job gains in May, with the unemployment rate holding at 4.3%. In other news, BlackRock is seeking to buy at least $5 billion in shares in the initial public offering of Elon Musk's SpaceX, according to the Wall Street Journal. The IPO is expected to raise about $75 billion at a valuation of around $1.8 trillion, which would make it the largest share offering on record. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Your Cayman Islands Health Services Authority has been the national healthcare provider of the Cayman Islands for many generations. We have elevated our level of care to ensure you, our patients, have the best possible experience. We offer better access to care close to home with the most locations on all 3 islands, delivering a full range of primary, secondary, tertiary, and emergency care. HSA is a JCI accredited organization, and we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Esterly Clarence Tibbetts, BEM, 1910 to 1999. Esterly Clarence Tibbetts was born in Kimmerbrook. After working overseas for a number of years, he returned to Grand Cayman, where he married Emma Melba Borden in 1940. In 1949, he joined the civil service as Superintendent of Works at Public Works Department, where he had numerous responsibilities for both Grand Cayman and Kimmerbrook. He played a vital role in the early development of these islands, and many of the roads, buildings, lighthouses, and other works remain in use today, a testament to his hard work. He was awarded the British Empire Medal in 1965 for his long and dedicated service to the people of the Cayman Islands. He retired from the civil service in the mid-1980s. He was also an active member of the community, serving as a charter member of the Rotary Club and as an elder of Emsley Memorial Church.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Hi, this is Gary King from Totally 80s. My special guest this week is Annie Lennox. Annie talks about the early days of Eurythmics and her first meeting with Dave Stewart. I'll also bring you the latest news on the biggest stars of the decade.
This is Totally 80s.
Heard on Saturdays from 2 until 4 p.m. on Breeze 105.3 and 91.9. And brought to you with the kind compliments of KFC.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. A little weather update here. Afternoon forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies, and the current information. Here in Georgetown, it's 87 degrees with winds out of the southeast at 12 knots. And the forecast for the rest of the evening kind of left me hanging here, kind of slow on the, on the website. Forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the lower 80s. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. And sunset at 7:02. The outlook is for an increase in shower activity for Saturday as a tropical wave drifts across the northwest Caribbean. And the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is continuing their recruiting campaign. Joining me now to tell us more about the recruitment efforts and the requirements of being a police officer are Chief Inspector Wade Chase and Police Constable Shamar Dawkins. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome back to the studio.
All right. Good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
Yes. So how long is this campaign going to go on?
Well, we started this campaign. Good afternoon, Cayman Islands. First of all, we started the campaign on the 1st of May, and we're ending it on Sunday, the 14th of June. So quite a bit of time still yet for persons to apply to become police officers.
So they can do all that online, can they?
All of it is online. You could apply it's actually only online, careers.gov.ky. But you could go to our website, rcips.ky, and it has the application and everything, links directing you where to apply, how to apply, your requirements and everything is on the website. Once you go there, you go to our website, head to opportunities and local recruitment, and you're good to go.
How would you describe the kind of person that you're looking for to join the service?
Thank you for that question. We're looking for community-minded persons that want to be police officers, persons that always had that need to help somebody over the years, persons with good character and integrity. That's big in policing. One of the most important things of being a police officer is your integrity. If you don't have integrity, you can't be a police officer, and that's documented. You shouldn't be a police officer, let me put it that way, right? And that's documented. So those are the type of persons we're looking for. And feel free to drop by training anytime to have a conversation with any instructors to see if it is something that is for you.
So you can come there. You said come
anytime.
to training.
Training and development
so
unit. That's in
ask
Governor
questions
Square.
and
You can see a big sign, training and development unit. Feel free to ask any questions about the recruitment process.
So that's at the new headquarters?
No, that's actually on West Bay Road, Governor's Square, the complex on West Bay Road.
Yes.
Constable Dawkins.
Yes, sir.
What would you say to someone who is considering being a police officer? I mean, you have a few years of experience now.
Yes, sir. I would say it's a very rewarding career, and I've been in it now coming 5 years, and I don't regret my choice of joining. And every step of the way has been very rewarding, getting to meet new persons, meet new officers, getting to do these outreach events as well. And all of it is just fun altogether. I enjoy it.
Anything in particular in your almost 5 years that you say, this is why I joined the police service?
Well, for me, I'm a traffic guy. So I've seen how our roads are being used, and for me that was the reason why I joined. I wanted to do something about it. I wanted to be that epitome of change for the RCIPs as well as for our communities.
You're in traffic.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I'm sure there are times that you have to deal with some bad accidents.
Yeah. I've dealt with...
I mean, that takes a certain mindset, too, to
yes, it does.
Walk up to an accident and deal with what you find.
Yes, it does. I've dealt with, our fatalities. I'm going to knock on wood. I don't love to say that word, but... and I've also been to other officers' fatalities where, you see some pretty gruesome scenes. And it does take a lot of discipline to deal with those incidents, as well as a strong stomach, so to speak, to deal with them. And being able to also speak to the family who are obviously in grieving, and it does take a level of professionalism as well.
So what is the first step someone should take as far as, looking at being a police officer?
Well, the first step is always...
Let's bring that mic a little closer to you.
Well, the first step is always the application process, where you fill out the application online. The next step, it would be for our written exam. Now we've moved to computer-based written exams, where that you actually do the exam on the computer itself. The next step after that is the physical test, where we do the 15-meter beat test or shuffle run. And from there, we go on to a written test. The persons who've passed these stages go on to a written test, and then on to the interview stage next. Now, during all of this process, we have a rigorous vetting stage where we actually go through a bit of everything. You, as part of the application process, be truthful. Tell us the truth. We ask several questions. Be truthful, because that's very important. And it also speaks to your own, right? Yeah, we check it out, and it also speaks to your integrity. Now, where a lot of persons usually struggle, though, is with the physical fitness, and the reason for that is sometimes it comes as a big shock for persons if they didn't prepare. So what we encourage persons to do, one, is on our website now different things that you could help to prepare you for this test, as well as you could look at it on YouTube. It's called the beat test, or the 15-meter shuttle run, where that you can actually practice it yourself at home, but better yet, on our website. And we recently released a video on our Instagram which shows you how to prepare for this particular test. But that is usually where more people struggle in other areas.
So what's that like? I mean, what is it, the shuttle
run? So it's basically running between beeps. So it's a beep for time. So you start here and you hear beep, and then you run to 15 meters. You hear another beat, another 15 meters, and it speeds up and it speeds up until you get 5.4. 5.4 is the pass mark for us, which isn't very high, but as I say, if you didn't prepare for it, it becomes a bit more challenging. For our specialist units, the requirement is much higher than the 5.4, so you understand. And Officer Dawkins, we had a really good turnout, and it was really good on Saturday for the open house.
Yeah.
But
You got a good turnout?
he ran it with a weighted vest. He did the beep test with a weighted vest, showing that it can be done. And so it's just a matter of preparing for it, being able to prepare for it.
About how many people did you have come out?
It was quite a few people come out throughout the day.
It was over several hours.
Because it started at 9 a.m. and it ended at 1 p.m. So we had several persons coming out 3 day, persons interested. We had our human resource department on scene, allowing persons to sign up on scene. A lot of persons were able to scan the code, sign up as well. So we've had well over 300 applicants that have actually applied, and it's climbing. We won't know until on Monday exactly how many people apply, but there's quite a bit of interest in young persons wanting to join the police.
What? Tell us about that physical test. It's so challenging.
Well, for me, obviously, it's not as challenging. Running is something that I do enjoy, and I do it quite often at work. But for me, I wore a ballistic vest, so it has a big piece of metal in the front, Kevlar, big piece of metal in the back, Kevlar as well. So it's pretty weighted, pretty heavy, but it doesn't move away from the fact that you have to use a technique when you're gonna do something as disciplined as the beep test. The first portion of the beep test is not as fast, so you're able to actually do like a speed walk, and you move into a jog, and until you're going into the 5 sections or even higher, you'll be doing actual sprint. So it's pretty easy.
Well, what about the written exam now? What does that cover?
Written exam usually covers English and maths, basic high school stuff that persons usually would have gone through in high school. Because we're really testing your ability really to do the day-to-day job, the report writing, doing mass calculations, mathematical calculations in relation to traffic accidents and stuff like that. That's stuff that has to be done. So we're just ensuring that when you come in that you wouldn't be struggling with those type of stuff. So it's not a difficult exam once you prepare as well. It's a way that obviously you could prepare by going back to your school books and just ensuring that you do some reading right before, like comprehension, and that kind of thing. Practice so that when you get there, it would not come as a surprise to you.
Yeah, some people don't realize that there's paperwork involved in being a police officer.
Police work is a lot of paperwork. The adventures for TV, right? But it is a lot of adventure, but a lot of the requirements of police work these days is a lot more paperwork. That's what we do. We prepare for court. We do statements. It's a lot of report writing. Our records management system, because every report that you go to, you have to come in and document it. Document every single report. But in addition to that, I would like to also speak about the Special Constable application that is out for the Sister Islands. This is the Sister Islands, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman only. We are already going through the end phase or the final phase of the Grand Cayman one, so there's no more applications being accepted at this time for Grand Cayman. However, the Sister Islands, we have a recruitment campaign for special constables that will end on the 21st of June as well. Right now, if our special constables, the voluntary police officers, you have all the powers of a police officer where you volunteer your time. We provide you with training and stuff like that. So those persons that are interested in becoming a special constable, please also go onto our website, download the application form, and apply.
Is there a age span for that?
Well, the age span is similar to that of police officers. However, it's similar to that of police officers. We do 18 to 40. However, with special constables, it would be a little more with the discretion of the commissioner and the commandant of special constables. So still do apply.
And you don't have any kind of special background training that...
Well, special background training helps. However, we the same as a police officer, we look for integrity, a level of fitness, because there's a fitness test as well that is attached to it. So all the stuff that's expected of a police officer, we expect our volunteer police officers to also have, because they're going to have the same job basically. There's going to be expectations of making arrests, being able to produce a statement if you need to do a statement. All these things, the things that they do, they just do it on weekends when they have some time away from work and stuff like that.
So they should go online if you want to be
go online, go on rcips.ky. You can also visit our Instagram page where you can see the barcodes and stuff where you can actually go in and apply for this as well.
Now, as far as the recruitment of for police officers, is there education level that you're looking for?
Yes,
so many
so
classes?
We're looking for, first of all, the requirements is that the persons applying for police constable for this recruitment drive have to be KMIA on the Immigration Act. Also, the requirements are 5 CXC, a minimum of 5 CXCs, and a high school diploma or equivalent to that as well. Yeah.
How important is it to the service, to this whole recruitment drive that you're undergoing, that getting Caymanians into the service?
Well, that is extremely important to us, and the command team and commissioner is very, very dedicated to ensuring that we increase the amount of young Caymanians that we take into the organization. So as I always say, and I've said on other interviews, who better to police the Cayman Islands than persons who understand the community well, persons who are from the community, went to school here, went to nursery here, and these are the people that they see every day.
And they have a special
special bond and a love, definitely.
So this is a job. So I know everyone would be interested in, well, once I become an officer, like, what's the salary?
Well, the starting salary is $48,000 a year. However, there are allowances that also attached to the salary. Monthly allowances also attached to the salary. Housing allowance as well. Yeah.
But it just depends on that officer's
Well,
situation.
all officers get the same housing allowance.
Okay.
But the allowances aren't usually a part of the advertising process. Like, this is the allowance, but we just let you know that there are allowances that are attached to the salary.
All right. So going back to you, Constable Dawkins.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about your journey, from recruitment to where you are now.
Well, I remember going into training school here in Cayman. I had a bike accident on the Wednesday, and I would have started training the Monday following. So, it was a pretty rough start for me. I wasn't able to sit properly on the chair. Wasn't able to do physical fitness. Wasn't able to stand for pretty long periods of time. But I was able to overcome that, and the personnels and staff at the training and development unit, they were there to help you, keep on pushing you. You're doing all of these exams, learning all this new material. And it was quite adventurous, especially if you have a passion for police work, as I do. I found everything just, I want to learn more about this, I want to learn more about that. You got the laws printed off, and you had to study them. And there were some laws that you had to learn verbatim, meaning learning them word for word. And I remember we used to do this group. So a lot of us in the class, we would meet up at someone's house, we would cook some food. And I used to quiz the other persons. And I guess everyone in our class just had that drive, that passion to be a fully pledged police officer in the RCIPs. So we kept on pushing, and we all graduated from the training and development unit. We went out, and each person got a different attachment, whether it's different station or a different unit. Whereas I was posted in the traffic and roads policing unit. And I kept on going, had my own goals that I set out for myself, and I've reached some of those goals. And I'm looking to accomplish the rest of those goals in the near future. So for me personally, I'm supposed to be going away in September to complete a degree, which would have helped me it will help me to complete one of my goals, which is to go into the higher commands of the RCIPs. And I don't want to just lead persons into just traffic, even though I believe traffic department is the most exciting unit out of them all. I've had colleagues as well who were in training with me who went on frontline shift, and they're now detectives. And, there's other colleagues that I have who've gone into other departments other than frontline shift. So there are opportunities there for persons who want to do something different. They don't want to stay on frontline. There's tons of other departments in the RCIPs. And if you have the drive to go for those departments, you put your best foot forward, and you're showing that commitment to go into a specific department. It is something that we have a governance unit that will check through. And once you submit your interests to that unit, that you may get that opportunity to go.
Now, what do you mean by front line?
So frontline would be the officers who normally wear this uniform.
Service delivery.
Yeah, service delivery.
Who do the response to the various reports, the persons that most people will see on a day-to-day basis. So if you call the police, those are persons, the daily heroes. Those are persons you see on a daily basis. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So they're the first ones on the scene.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yes.
Well, I can't say. I honestly can't say traffic is the best unit for me. For me, I would say that the criminal investigations department is the university, but that's an argument for another day. But we do.
But as he was saying, there's a lot of pathways to
different
progress
pathways
up
to
the ladder.
up the ladder, as well as everybody don't want to go up the ladder. Some people just got interest in different areas that they might want to work, and the organization, the committee boasted something like 48 different departments that we boast as an organization that we have that persons can work in. you know. So it's not limiting, you know. It's just different places that people could go, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, for the young persons, don't think that that's exactly what you're going to do the first day.
Yeah.
But there is opportunities in the future, you know, and so.
Yeah. What was it like, real quick, that first patrol?
I mean, my first patrol, I was the first one in my class to do an arrest. So as soon as I got out there, you know, finally getting to sit in the seat of a police vehicle, drive myself, attend my first report. And sadly, for me, one of the first reports that I went to was a lady who did a hit and run. This would have been in East End. And I remember, you know, everything's like flooding back through your mind from training. Oh, you remember, you have to do this, you have to do that. Remember Japan, remember, you know, all of these other things are just rushing through your head. And I remember when I went to the house to speak with the female who would have ran from the scene. And she wasn't English. She was a Hispanic female. And I remember, you know, trying to work out the Spanish and the relations and everything. And it came down to an arrest. But it was quite exciting. It was quite an adrenaline push for me. The first day on patrol for me, yeah.
So the campaign goes on till, what was it?
Till Sunday. This Sunday, so make sure you get your applications in. I can assure you that the training is going to be very exciting. We don't just do, a lot of persons afraid of the physical fitness, but we don't just do physical fitness. We do so many other things, real life scenarios. We teach you in terms of people might be worried about what they might see as a police officer. It is a very taxing mentally job in terms of what you might see, but we do prepare you with emotional intelligence and mental health training. There's so much different things that we go through. We teach you the laws. So we prepare you to go out there to deal with the situations that you might come into contact with. So it's a very, very exciting training program that's led by our very own sergeant here. He's the lead trainer down there for the recruit training. Yeah.
So let's go over how people can make contact and get that
rcips.ky, rcips.ky, and go on to opportunities, and then you could scroll down to local recruitment. And everything is right there. You can read all the information. Then there's a big blue button down to the bottom saying apply here.
Yeah.
And so what, you will vet those applications? And
well, our human resource department usually vets the applications and go through a paper sifting process where they look through to ensure that the persons meet the requirements. But because by law they have to ensure that they meet the requirements before that they can progress further. So that what we advertise is how we actually go.
Those basic requirements.
Those basic requirements. So we got to ensure that the person meets those. So make sure when you fill out the application that you put as much information as possible, and that you ensure that the person's reading after you can see that you have the requirements. Because when you're looking at 800 applications, if you don't fill it out properly, it becomes quite challenging for you. You know, you're like, I applied, but you didn't put down that you had the qualifications, and sometimes that does cause a bit of a problem. So ensure that you put your information down, read the form properly, and
So about how long after putting in, or how long after Sunday will you?
It will be hard.
Notifying people?
It will be hard for me to say, but we strive for around 2 weeks or so. But it will be really hard for me to tell you 2 weeks, because
depending on
it may be longer than that, or it may be shorter than that. But the HR department usually tries really hard to, within a 2-week period, to get back to you to let you know where you're at. But it doesn't always work out that way. But that's the aim.
Well, there you have it. You want to be in the police service, now's your opportunity.
Definitely.
And thank you, Chief Inspector Wade Chase and Police Constable.
Thank you for having us.
Shamar Dawkins.
Yes,
a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure being here.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Join us on Monday, the 15th of June at 8 a.m. for His Majesty King Charles III's birthday parade and presentation of honors ceremony in front of the Government House. Members of the public are asked to be seated by 7:30 a.m. Bring the family and be a part of this national celebration. Can't attend in person? Watch the live broadcast on CIG TV and the Cayman Islands Government YouTube channel. Let us celebrate together.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we do have a caller on the line, so let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Pretty good. The gentleman, Mr. Clyde, I can't pronounce his name properly. Mr. Clyde, Clyde, yes.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
As we call him in West Bay.
Yeah, he called yesterday. And Mr. Glidden, he could not put the situation about CUC and electricity the way he did it yesterday. CUC needs to go to him and get a chapter out of his book, because that man talked with so much sense that it was unreal to know that the majority of that is the problem here in Cayman. A lot of homes is not situated for air conditions to do the job, and places that have no proper installation and open ceilings and all that kind of stuff. Mr. Glidden, it is very hard to go to work and come home and you can't enjoy where you live because of the electricity being so high. And the majority of homes is not insulated, and some will probably never be insulated to be able to not have such of a high light bill to a degree. I have a split unit. I do not have no central air in my house. I have two split units, and I only have one going in the evening time. And when I put that on and cut that off after so many hours, the house starts to get, the room starts to get warm. So probably our problem, known as a tropical island, that is the homes that is not really insulated properly for this electricity that we are getting here on this island. So when someone can say about, I cut my AC off at a certain time and I'm comfortable, or I use my fans and I'm comfortable, we live on a tropical island and I open my windows. I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Glidden. The first thing I do when I go home in the evening time, pop my windows, open my house. So we need to be careful how we talk about this electricity, because then we have a lot of income people here who is suffering because then they cannot burn the air conditioner if they have one. And if they cut it off, the place gets warm like instantly afterwards. I know seniors right now cannot burn an air conditioner 24/7 and they are home sick. They are sick and cannot burn air conditioner 24/7 because homes are not insulated properly and they can't afford the high light bill that they're going to get. But I take my hat off to that gentleman yesterday when he called and he said what he said. I would love to hear him come back and talk about it again so it can sink in to a lot of people that nobody's being extravagant with their electricity. It is how our homes are being built. And a lot of homes now is having like window units and not insulated and all that kind of stuff. You understand?
Yeah.
And it is difficult.
And those are probably the most inefficient units you can get is the window units.
Yes. And it's a shame to know you got to go to work and you can't go home and lay down comfortable. Your children can't sleep comfortable for next morning to go to school because then the light bill going to go up because then the structure of the place is what's sucking up and eating up the electricity bill because the place is not insulated. So I think CUC needs to come out here and try to educate us more and so forth and so forth because in this thing about don't put this down and don't put that on. I heard a gentleman on the radio some time ago say that they went away, his whole family. And the only thing was running when he left his refrigerator. When he came back, his light bill was higher than what was when he had just paid when he just paid before he went away. Come on, man. And we need competition with CUC. And we need to get some of these homes that having problems but need installation, especially with children and seniors. Something needs to be done to help the people keep comfortable while they are still alive. Don't make them die and go to the church and have all these beautiful things to say about them and the man or woman died, crackle of blasted heat in their home. Come on, man.
No, I've heard that story from people about they go away and the bill is higher or just as high.
Exactly.
But you have to make sure that we're talking about the bill is really for the period that he was away. Because, you're paying for last month, right, when you get the bill.
Well, he paid his bill before he left.
Mm-hmm.
And when I don't know how long he was gone for, but he said the next month bill came higher when they had only the refrigerator rolling that they were off island.
Yeah, I mean, depends on whether he was gone for that whole month or not. I don't know.
We don't know.
Because sometimes that gets a little confusing, exactly the period you're paying for.
And I just want to say, I went down to Kentucky Fried Chicken yesterday and ordered some chicken and some biscuits, and I asked the lady if I looked at the bag and I said, can I have some ketchup, please? Oh, you have to pay 25 cents for...
Really?
I say, excuse me? Oh, you didn't order no fries, so fries, ketchup. Listen to me now, sir. Ketchup come with the fries. So this man, I don't know who he was, dressed to kill, must be the manager. He come and practice, they push one envelope of ketchup to the lady to give me. And I said, no, ma'am, I got 2 pieces of chicken and 1 envelope of ketchup. Now, do me, can I have another ketchup, please? She said 25 cents. I said, I tell you what, miss, you take this bag of chicken back and give me back my money. And that, I know that must be the manager there or supervisor. And instead of him trying to negotiate with me with one little simple ketchup, he'd rather lose that $8 than to give me an envelope of ketchup. Now they don't give ketchup and chicken if you don't buy fries. I know about that in my life.
Yeah, that's usually complimentary, whether you get fries or not. You just like some ketchup with your chicken.
You know what I mean? People even put ketchup on their biscuits, which I don't. But they're going to tell me that I got to pay for ketchup and I just spent $8 and change for 2 pieces of chicken and they got to tell me I got to buy ketchup. Man, I told her later, say, miss, please take this bag and give me back my money. But you know what? These business places here in this island, if something don't break soon for the people on this island when they go places buying things, to buy something to eat or something to drink or something to wear or whatever the case may be, there's going to be a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of argument and a lot of throwback and a lot of fighting going to be going on this island because in a small island with nasty customer service, let me tell you something, karma don't sleep and karma can bite you any minute of the day, any time of the year.
You don't mess with karma.
2 pieces of chicken for $8 and a biscuit, and they refuse to give me ketchup 1.25 cents.
Yeah, fast food is not cheap anymore, I tell you that.
They're lucky. All right, tell Mr. Cladis to please call the radio and talk about some more what you were talking about yesterday.
Well, maybe he just heard you.
Well, I hope he calls.
All right.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Good.
Yeah, when you hear things like that, you wonder, how tight a margin businesses are operating with. When you're charging 25 cents for that little envelope of ketchup because you didn't buy the fries, sounds like they're really counting the pennies. And when you're in business, you got to count the pennies, of course. But Usually that's complimentary, and you have to wonder, how tight a margin are they operating with? How much of a shoestring is a business operating? We do have a caller. Good afternoon. We got a caller on the WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello, are you there?
How you doing, man?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. Good evening, Chalo. How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right, and you?
Yeah, thankful. I just want to make a comment and a compliment at the same time.
You okay?
The lady just called. For what it's worth, I've also heard stories from people over the years, when it regards to leaving the island, with the CDC bill. They are off island, all they have is their motion sensor lights running and the refrigerator, no other of the appliances used. But the bill doesn't seem, and these people is 2-3 months at a time, and the bill doesn't really go down. So I'm here wondering, like a lot of other people, I guess, is it an average we've been charged, and then they pick the time to justify that more during the summer months to really up their rates.
You mean that the meter is not actually being read, that they're averaging things out?
Well, someone who actually knows a lot about that business has told me something similar to that too, that they think it's an average discharge. But regardless what it is, now CUC is providing, top-notch service. I mean, other places in the world you go, you have constantly blacklist, all that. You have
especially the Caribbean.
But, right. But at the same time, they have a monopoly, so nothing less should be expected either. But
True.
as I've said before, and some people probably won't agree with it, but, this thing about capitalism, he's gone crazy. That's what he's gone mad. Remember Sparrow song?
Yeah.
He's gone mad. And also this thing about free enterprise. Don't tell me that you can have a happy ending. No one can put that to me in a developing country that you don't have some form of consumer protection. No. That it can't end well. You have got a lot of social unrest with that. People, what we're expecting mercy from the merciless in many instances, but that's what it comes down to.
I mean, that's supposed to be off-reg's job, as far as electricity, and they're supposed to be the ones, this are our guardians.
Right, but we don't have good guards at the gate. What's happening is these things are just, to me, to put things in place to say, see, we got all these things that's supposed to be protecting, the average person rights. Who do you go to if you got a problem? Who will do you go to rectify your problems? In many instances, the average person doesn't have any. So that's what I'm saying. These things need to be addressed to keep social harmony. I mean, people that spend billions of dollars, I guess, they have to get on the returns. Of course, they have to get a good return. But at what cost and what extent? You know what I'm saying? How much is enough? You leave things to people's discretion. That can't be a happy ending for anyone. That's not.
I mean, in the case of CUC, they have to go to off-reg if they want to hike up the rates and give a full explanation of why they need this.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, they might have picked these summer months to justify doing so too. But at what cost? I mean, how much interest? Look at the interest. I mean, some people say the bills almost double. I mean, we had hot weather from February.
In this new billing cycle here, because I know mine jumped.
Yeah, man, it is expected too. You know what I'm saying? When heat makes this generators thing work harder, but at
and the
time,
price of oil. Don't forget the war going on. In the Middle East.
Since you talk about the price, listen, I wish I had more time to talk to you on this, but let me just squeeze this in quickly. One of the reasons why Cayman is so expensive is not only because of the price of oil. That's just more like a scapegoat in many instances to the max. It does have an adverse effect, yes, But the main cause of why Cayman is so expensive is the cost of money. It's the cost of money. When I say that, it's the lending institutions.
The interest
kind
rate.
Of, you know, this unscrupulous. I don't know how to, how they can get away. You know, and they always heard, well, the banks is not in local, their branches, and they justify their existence because after they pay their fees, whatever, then it's like, get a green light to do whatever you want to do.
What the Fed has
That kind
said
of
it
thing.
as in the States. And
Yeah. It's got to be something that actually can be done, though, to scrutinize them people, and actually not everything that they do should be allowed in the way they, charge people all this. They're already taking your money, lending somebody else, and giving you no interest in charging other people humongous rates. I mean, how much is this thing is gonna explode? Shalom, I know you don't have much time. I'm out too. So.
All right, brother.
Yeah, to be continued at another time.
Good to hear
All the
from you.
best.
All right,
Same
take
to you,
care.
man. All the
Have a
best.
good one.
Cool.
We're going to take a break. Be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Looking for a station that plays the music you actually love?
Switch now to Breeze 105.3 FM.
The best adult contemporary hits
Of the 70s, 80s,
and more. All day, every day. Feel good. Sing along and let the breeze keep you company.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And time to have a little fun here. Got a prize to give away. And this prize, which is actually worth $120. Excuse me. And this is courtesy of the Light Room. The Light Room is an alternative wellness center in Grand Cayman, offering innovative, non-invasive modalities to support your body's natural ability to restore and rebalance. Let me see if I can clear my throat here. Whether you are seeking physical recovery, deep rest, mental peace, and clarity, or spiritual recalibration, this sanctuary fosters holistic wellness presented with compassion and love. And we say thank you to the Light Room. So we have this gift certificate for a 2-hour session in the Light Room, valued at $120. And this is all part of Radio Cayman's anniversary celebration. We're still celebrating 50 years. So here is the question that can win you this prize of a 2-hour session in the Light Room. Question is, which rock band had a massive 1971 hit, Stairway to Heaven? You know the answer. Give us a call. Some of you already know the numbers, but numbers 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp 925-3261. Which rock band had a massive 1971 hit, Stairway to Heaven? You know the answer. Give us a call. you can win a gift certificate for a 2-hour session at the Lightroom. Yes. So that is the question. No rock fans out there? No rock and rollers? Paul said they're Googling. Oh, boy. Our friend Google. Yes, the first caller to have the correct answer, which rock band had a massive 1971 hit, Stairway to Heaven, gets you 2 hours in the Lightroom. And does this person know the answer? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine. Do you have the answer for us?
I think I do.
Go ahead.
Led Zeppelin.
We got a winner. That's the winner.
Sounds good.
May I ask your name?
Gina.
Okay, Gina, just hang on there. And Paul is going to get your particulars so that we make sure that you get your prize.
Thank you.
2-hour session in the Lightroom. Enjoy it.
It sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Take care and have a good afternoon. Yes? Sounds like quite a good experience, the Lightroom. Well, we're about 7 minutes away from 2 o'clock. We've heard and we've talked on here many times up until, yesterday, about the price of land in Cayman and what's driving it. And it has been identified that part of what's driving those land prices is, people acquiring land in order to get residency. And, they have the means of, buying land regardless of how expensive it is. At least many of the applicants for residency. And this demand has, driven up the price of a piece of land in Cayman. So came across this story here in the Cayman Independent, about government looking to reassess residency ties to real estate holdings, and a story by Kayla Young, and she's reporting that Premier Andre Ebanks says he's identified the permanent residency point system, which rewards local real estate investment and residency by investment as focal points for his second year. By tying residency to property holdings, he told Cayman Independent the system has hindered local buying power. What's been happening for quite some time is that the only way in which those who gain permanent residency or substantial investment certificates has been primarily through land, the Premier is quoted in this report. We know that is now then exasperating another problem where there are Caymanians who can't get onto the property market, the Premier is quoted as saying. So they're going to be taking a look at that. But we do have a caller on the line, so let's check the phone line. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you? And happy Thursday.
Well, same to you.
Thank you. I'm going to be mischievous here and ask you a question. I don't know who posed the question for the prize, right? But how can Radio Cayman be celebrating 50 years and not pose a question that pertains to the Cayman Islands, especially some of our local musicians, since it's a musical oriented question? Maybe.
Well, have you heard any of the questions that have gone previously?
No. This is the first question I'm hearing. I didn't even.
Okay, there's been many questions asked over the last month or so. And a lot of them are, if not the vast majority, pertain to local culture, local music. It was a lot of local things.
Well, it should continue. That's my point of view.
Well, we do play all types of music here, and rock music is part of it.
Yeah, but like I said, I always usually catch the last leg, so I didn't know that, but I thought it was kind of ironic that a question wasn't asked pertaining to it, since it was a musical-oriented question, and I said we have so many local musicians that should have taken place. Coincidentally, you're talking about, the quoting the premier and his giving a statement to the Cayman Independent about land and so forth. And I was actually just discussing this earlier this afternoon because I took a drive up to the eastern side and I've been, looking at the market, and I see where land in East End and North Side now is going. I mean, let's say, for example, under 0.25 of a parcel of an acre, and going for upwards of $150,000, $160,000. I mean, when you think of $100,000 standalone by itself, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
so
for a quarter of an acre.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when these prices came to this extent, but now that you're saying what you're saying, and I would have assumed and figured that the government is aware of what's going on because they've been pretty much in the loop, and you can't help it in Cayman, it's so small, but they definitely know what's going on. But what you were explaining just now kind of makes a transparency with the whole thing, because when did land become this expensive in the Cayman Islands, and thinking about in the outer districts, before long in Cayman Brac it's going to be $100,000 for the same size lot, also based on what's going on with the outer districts. You can't even afford, and Newland, through the bypass there, they're going for up to $170,000, just over $200,000.
Well, it's also people, as in that same story in the Cayman Independent, Minister Michael Miles talking about people land banking. They just buy the property, or they buy 4 or 5 condos, just to park their money in that way in property rather than putting it in the bank. Right. I've heard stories of people overseas buying land in Cayman through a real estate agent, and they have never even seen the land. They did this on recommendation from the agent. Okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah, because
they don't even know where it is.
Yeah. Yep. And it's because it's the Cayman Islands in their jurisdiction. I said this before publicly on the radio. I don't think you were sitting in then. It may have been when Dean Sterling was on. But in the States, for instance, I know about Florida and Georgia, is when the pandemic came, the price of real estate dropped so dramatically. There was such a demand, there was such a influx of buying of property that there was a hold put on investors buying the property, because investors overseas and locally within the states were investing, and so U.S. citizens and permanent residents were being outbidded. They were even bidding above and beyond what the asking prices were, sometimes even double. It was in the news for the longest time, and the government, I thought I'd probably look an article up or something and maybe share with you, but they had to put certain parameters where certain properties and so forth, that they had restrictions on that, where no investors. So people that really were in need of purchasing homes and properties and stuff were able to take advantage of the market as it was. And
listen, I got to break in on you though, because
I know it's 2:00.
Past 2:00.
That was just my take on that.
Okay, thank you for the call.
Bye.
2:00. We got to check in with the newsroom. Be right back.
Radio station.
Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Cayman Islands government says the Caymanian Protection Act 2022 revision and its supporting regulations are now in effect. In a statement today, officials said the new law and regulations update and amend key parts of the Cayman Islands immigration framework. The changes cover work permits, residency and employment rights certificates, permanent residency, Caymanian status processes, and financial requirements. They also address information sharing across government, expedited services, and transitional arrangements. The government is directing people to learn more online at gov.ky/immigration reform. In international news, Iran's top negotiator is warning the United States it faces a, quote, endless quagmire that you will be stuck in for years, end quote, if it continues its latest military actions. He says, quote, wrong strategies and impulsive decisions could explode energy infrastructure and markets, end quote, after fresh threats from U.S. President Donald Trump to hit Iran, quote, very hard tonight and seize Karg Island. In other news, the United States and the European Union have only days left to decide whether to continue suspending or to reimpose tariffs on $11.5 billion of goods in their decades-long aircraft subsidy row. In a report today, Reuters says the World Trade Organization allowed the U.S. in 2019 to levy tariffs on $7.5 billion of EU goods, and a year later gave the EU the right to hit $4 billion of U.S. imports. The two sides agreed on June 15, 2021, to suspend those tariffs for 5 years and to work on new subsidy rules for large aircrafts, including how to respond to, quote, non-market actors such as China. A European Commission spokesperson says they are underway to extend the suspension as tariff tensions rise. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Welcome back. Here's a weather update for you. Afternoon forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies. There are no alerts, no advisories. That's great. And let's see here for the current conditions. It is 87 degrees here in Georgetown. It feels like 100 degrees out there. And winds 10 knots coming out of the southeast. And let's see what the forecast for tonight is. Taking a look here at tonight's forecast, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the lower 80s. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots and seas moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. And sunset is at 7:02. The outlook is for an increase in shower activity for Saturday as a tropical wave drifts across the northwest Caribbean. Checking the WhatsApp messages here. And this one is in reference to when Mickey was talking about the iguanas, the rock iguana mating with the green iguana, and people are concerned about that, etc. So this message, we were talking, we got hybrids. So this message says, Hybrids, not happening. Have you seen a duck mate with a turkey? Or a lizard with an iguana? Eagles only mate with eagles. Parrots only mate with parrots. Experiments are in the making on animals, but that's in a controlled environment. Give me an example of two different breeds of animals mating. It hasn't happened except in a lab. Well, I guess maybe we used the wrong scientific word. I think we said a new breed might come about, or new species or subspecies. Maybe that's the correct scientific terminology. But all we were saying that if, a green iguana mates with a rock iguana, I guess you'll get a green rock kind of thing, right? Another WhatsApp message. Let's see. What's this? Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Charles. The same thing the nice lady is talking about is like wise with the cups. And when you look at these items, they want to charge you for that. Oh, that's with the 25 cents for the ketchup. They want to charge you for that. Has been storage. It has been in storage since the start of COVID. Just checking the manufacturer dates. I'd like to share these two scriptures with you and your audience, Thessalonians 4:11-12, and that ye study be quiet, and to do your own business, and to work with your own hands, as we commanded you, that ye may walk honestly toward them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. And Psalms 82:3, defend the poor and fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy. They are very relevant with some of the topics I've brought up the last couple of days. Alejandro, our friend Alejandro, sent those. Some words of wisdom there. And we had been talking about this article here in Cayman Independent, talking about separating, the requirement of investment and people buying land in order to get their points for permanent residency, and looking for an alternative. So this report has some quotes here from Premier Andre Ebanks. So he was saying that perhaps what could be done as an alternative is so that those who want to invest in the community can invest in other projects that may be beneficial to the community and decouple them slightly from just real estate. So that they may want to invest in some kind of, infrastructure or some, maybe I guess some kind of business investment. And it goes on. It says Immigration Minister Honorable Michael Miles told Cayman Independent that could mean incentivizing investment in development or charitable causes as an alternative. You can get points for that. So, instead of buying property, you need to invest in infrastructure, he said, adding that the current property-based system has inflated purchasing prices, prejudicing Caymanian buyers. The real estate companies have just licked their chops because now it has escalated real estate to an unmanageable level, and the average Caymanian can no longer access it, he said. And he goes on to be quoted saying, we've also allowed people to come in and basically land bank. I mentioned that before, where people just buy land instead of putting their money in a bank, I guess where they have to be more careful about taxes and such, they buy property, and hopefully that's going to increase in value over time. So I don't see that being curtailed, but certainly, as they put it, decoupling it from the point system for getting permanent residency, that would help in the demand for property, because, well, you heard the caller there saying that she just checked some property, north side, east end, $150,000 for a quarter acre. That's basically the minimum size for a house lot. 0.25 thereabouts. That's the minimum house lot. What the average person might be looking to acquire in order to get themselves situated in a home of their own. And it has become, quite a struggle for people. And causing what has now been, described as a housing crisis. And we've all heard the report of, we need to build something. What was it 15,000 units? And I can't recall what the span of time was. I guess over the past 15,000 in 3 or 5 years, something like that. And housing is something that, if you get into that kind of crisis, that's when you start to have homelessness. Because if people can't afford a house, they don't have someone to share with, where are they going to go? But that is already happening among. We always hear the tales about people here on work permit with lower paying jobs, and 10 people staying in an apartment or a house. And we always say, well, Caymanians just can't live that way. Having a roommate, well, that is an alternative. And I know a few people who, they have a roommate. They share an apartment, 2 people. That is something that we might be seeing more and more of as people look for some kind of affordable accommodations. We've got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
It's here. Multi-year trade and business licenses are now available. You heard right. You can apply for TBLs up to 5 years. Save time, reduce paperwork, and focus on growing your business. Apply online at dci.gov.ky. Apply for your multi-year trade and business licenses today.
Did you know there are over 100 Adventist-owned businesses right here in the Cayman Islands? Adventist entrepreneurs are making a powerful impact across Cayman. Join us on Sunday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the Lion Center, Grand Cayman for the ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Explore products and services, enjoy exclusive discounts, free samples, giveaways, and exciting prizes. Need a wellness check? Enjoy free health screenings and relaxing massage therapy. Thinking about your future career? Young people, students, and job seekers, whether you're looking to grow your business, plan your future, network with professionals, or simply enjoy a great community event, this is the place to be. Admission is absolutely free. The ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Showcase, connect, succeed. Sunday, June 28th, 2 p.m. at the Lion Center. For more information, visit asikayman.interamerica.org.
Are you looking for more weekend getaways with Friday flights? Well, Cayman Airways has added Friday flights to Panama for a limited time this summer. They're perfect for short and long weekend getaways, quick business trips, or easy connections across Latin America. And if Jamaica is on your summer wish list, seasonal summer flights to Montego Bay are also available. Call Cayman Airways on 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com. See you on board our Friday flights to Panama this summer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and a WhatsApp message here. Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. Every day we get up and complain about CUC. Let's say CUC is the best in the Caribbean. Good service. But let's say we go to the bank to get a $60,000 car. I bet they don't tell the bank managers they are not paying the car loan. Everyone in the house has a car, $60,000. So why are we complaining about CUC? Pay it or leave it. A contrarian view, okay? Paul is having a good time in the control room, enjoying the opening match of the World Cup. Mexico taking on South Africa. He keeps giving me updates. Mexico has scored. So World Cup underway. I guess people will be going away this weekend to try and catch some matches stateside. So we have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yes. Good afternoon, Shallow. For the record, for Talk Today, I didn't coin that hybrid thing. It was done by one of the specialists and experts there.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Tim Austin. It's right in the newspaper. He says we're seeing an alarming amount of hybridization. Department of Environment, the Deputy Director, Tim Austin, said, explaining that Sister Island rock iguanas are breeding with invasive iguanas to produce its own version, the hybrid iguana, and there are pictures of both the young iguanas and so forth. So I don't know if someone thought I just thought it up a half idiot like myself, but I still know my 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. And that's what he said. And that's what it says, a hybrid iguana. Just like we have a black man and a white man, our white with mixing with a white woman, black. It's the same thing you have, or you have Chinese mixing with British and having a child. It's the same thing in the human race.
Yeah.
And we don't call them hybrids, but
they're both iguanas.
they're both iguanas. This whole thing. So they're both iguanas. There's not much difference in their looks except the color, and I think their eyes are a little bit different or that. But this is why I said maybe it'll be a more a stronger a creature, because we know the green iguana survives a lot and the blue iguana seems to have become
an evolutionary process.
Yes, yeah, because they're not able to do the things that the green iguana does. So, this is the whole thing about it. This is why I mentioned about it. Why not leave things as it is, survival of the fittest or whatever? Why spend a pile of money trying to change things up or those who don't think the green iguana is a threat to them, they can easily kill them. Might be a threat to their crops and so forth, whatever. And they're not. It's not against the law to kill them, because so they say they're killing them. I just said this talk of removing. They're not removing. Just come out right and say to kill them. Killing. Anyhow, I just thought I'd mention that I didn't coin that term. It was coined by specialists. We all know Mr. Tim Austin. Well trained in what he does. Take care. God bless.
All right.
West, may I talk to you?
Have a good one. And we have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. You?
Look, I'm not buying that.
Not buying what?
Because I'm not buying the hybrid stuff.
Oh.
Because when you check out early on, I think it was before the lockdown or either into the lockdown, they've been experimenting in Little Cayman. They've been doing these experiments in Little Cayman.
Well, with the rock iguana and green iguana?
With these iguanas, yes. And so I am, when I write my opinion and I say to you, turkey is not going to breed with a hen or a chicken. That is reality. You're not, have you ever seen any kind of, you just take your pick of an animal, and you can't use humans, because humans do what humans do. Humans are humans. Chickens are chickens. Chickens deal with chickens. You're not going to see this kind of interbreeding stuff is only in a lab. That's why I had to call you instead of just writing you.
So what about a donkey and a mule? I mean, a donkey and a horse.
It's an experiment. It's an experiment.
That's an experiment?
No.
The horse and the donkey?
Okay, you got me on that one. I gotta tell you what. You not have me on the other ones. Is that fair?
But don't.
You're not bringing this. Okay.
But let's deal with the iguana. I mean,
okay.
do apparently? I mean, this was a story in the paper. The green iguana and the rock iguana mating. Does that happen? Are you saying it doesn't?
It only appeared when they appeared. And if you are paying attention, you will see that this hybrid thing only came about when they came about.
What do you mean when they? Who are they?
Okay. All right. I may not get some of these names right, and that's probably okay too. But look, Charlo, there's some people experimenting in Little Cayman. And the rock iguana is a part of it. I don't know the names exactly, but I am telling you, people have been experimenting with these iguanas and different things in labs in Little Cayman, and this is what they're talking about now. This is the result of it. This is no green iguana found blue iguana and we did something and made some kind of lime green thing. No. These are people in a lab doing this. I want to just add my voice.
But there's a lab in Little Cayman?
Well, that's how you germinate and make different sources of life.
Yeah.
And yeah,
why are they doing that? Why are they doing that?
Because people and scientists kind of have this kind of agenda. But Charles, I give you my word. This didn't start happening until these people showed up. I don't know if it was before the lockdown or just partially into the lockdown. When these people showed up with this experiment stuff in Little Cayman is when these hybrids showed up. Go figure.
So, but I'm really curious now when you're saying that these people showed up. Like this is like some scientist or something, or
oh good God! You see that's the trouble with. That's the trouble with.
I mean, you're telling me that these people showed up. So I'm wondering who they are.
Okay. Okay. I don't remember their name, but you have scientists in Little Cayman. I'm not sure if they work with CIMI. CIMI does good stuff in terms of showing youths the underworld, but that's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about these lizards and experimenting with lizards. That started before the lockdown. I don't remember the name of the company that showed up and started experimenting, but Charles, we can find out. I am just disagreeing with the point that these animals not just going and doing that with themselves. That's my point, right? They only started doing that when these people showed up. And Charles, if you do a little experiment, a research, you'll probably help me out with that.
So you're saying that the concern about green iguanas mating with rock iguanas is not warranted. We don't need to worry about that.
No, I don't think it's warranted. Because, you see, the trouble with the truth is on the cross. And when you start to dig in and start to see the people that are doing this kind of stuff, you start to get in trouble. And it's a good thing that God now make me remember who the people them name. But I am telling you, Charles, if you research, these people were doing this experiment about these hybrids either before the lockdown or just after the lockdown. I give you my word.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that update on Little Cayman. What can I say? I'll have to investigate for myself, I guess. But it seems to me like it could happen. I mean, we've heard about the blues here in Grand Cayman, being invaded by the green iguanas and the same thing happening. And therefore, the native blue iguana would be, disseminated because their numbers are already limited. So if they're mating with the greens, then you're going to get, a blue-green, a blue-greenish iguana. But, I remember him saying that, the blues were only in the east, right? And anything on the western end of Grand Cayman was a green iguana, but now they've been meeting up in the bush, I guess. But there's probably bigger fish to fry as far as national issues are concerned, or even personal issues. We're coming down to the end of the line here. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Been an interesting afternoon of conversation. Thanks for tuning in, calling in. And Paul is over there enjoying the World Cup. And I guess there's people out there at their local watering holes enjoying the opening of the World Cup. It's 2:30. That means I got to get going. Thanks for joining me here. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Radio Cayman.